Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're stretching things out a bit, looking at high-performance AV extension, specifically the Kramer TP-583R 4K HDBaseT receiver.
Yeah, and our goal here is to figure out what makes this thing tick as a, high-performance standard extender,
Mhm.
and also look at the surprisingly robust support that comes with it.
Right, so the basics.
Yep.
It takes 4K HDR HDMI RS-232 IR signals and sends them over a regular twisted pair copper wire network cable, basically.
Exactly, and that brings us straight to the main challenge,
Yeah.
distance versus quality,
Mhm.
especially with 4K.
Okay, yeah, because pushing that much data, it doesn't like to travel far, does it?
Not easily.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking signals up to 18 gigabits per second. That's a lot. So if you're okay with 4K at 30 hertz, like 4.4.4 color, the TP583R gets you a pretty decent 70 meters. That's 230 feet, standard range.
But 4K 30 isn't always enough these days. The real push is for 4K 60 hertz, right? Still with that full 4.4.4 color, no compromises. That must really cut down the distance.
It does, significantly. For that top-tier signal, that full 18 Gbps bandwidth, you're looking at 40 meters, so about 130 feet.
Okay, 130 feet. Still useful, but definitely shorter. So how does Kramer make that happen reliably? Because HDBaseT over copper, it can struggle at those rates.
Right, this is where their smart features come in. It needs to be clever. First off, it's compliant with all the key stuff, HDMI 2.0, HDCP 2.2 for copy protection, HDR10.
Good, the basics are covered. But what about handling that massive data load over 130 feet?
Okay, this is the really interesting part. They use something called intelligent compression handling. To hit that 4K 60 4.4.4 target over the 40 meters, it actually uses a low-level video compression.
Ah, compression. Okay. Now, even if it's visually lossless, that sometimes makes installers nervous, right?
Yeah.
Latency. Artifacts.
That's always the concern, yeah. But they claim it's visually lossless, designed specifically for this scenario. And here's the really smart bit. It only uses compression when it needs to hit that distance. If it detects a standard HDBaseT extender on the other end that doesn't use compression, it automatically turns its own compression off.
Oh, that's clever. So it plays nice with older gear, too.
Yeah.
It avoids compatibility headaches. Okay, what's the other smart feature? You mentioned IEI Pro. That sounds technical.
It is, but it solves a common problem, IDA-BRO. Kramer Intelligent ED Processing. ED is basically how your screen tells the source, like a Blu-ray player, what video formats it can handle.
Right, the digital handshake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you have extenders or switches in the mix, that handshake can sometimes fail.
Yeah.
Blank screens, flickering image, nightmare stuff for installers.
Mm.
IED Pro manages all that negotiation automatically, ensures it's plug and play.
Okay, so less time pulling your hair out trying to figure out why there's no picture. That's valuable. And it's not just video, right? You mentioned control signals.
Yep. Bidirectional RS-232 and bidirectional infrared. So you can control the source from the display end, or the display from the source end, full flexibility there. And the unit itself is tiny, compact, fanless, digi-tooled enclosure, they call it.
So a small box doing a lot of heavy lifting, digitally speaking. Let's switch gears slightly then. We've got the tech. But what about buying and owning it? The retail side seems noteworthy too.
It really does. So the price right now, we saw it listed at $336. That's down from the MSRP. Plus there was a 10% off code mentioned and free shipping. Seems pretty competitive for this level of gear.
Okay, decent price. But the support package, that's what caught my eye. The vendor, HDTV Supply, Inc., they've been around 24 years. Google Shopping rates them highly.
And they back this thing with a 7-year warranty. 7 years. On electronics like this that handle complex high bandwidth signals, that's a lot of confidence.
It really is. And then there's the lifetime support. Free lifetime tech support via phone, chat, text, email, and get this, even FAX support, fax.
Fax. Wow. Okay, they're really covering all the bases there. That signals they're planning to stand behind this product for the long haul, no matter how you need to reach them.
Absolutely. It paints a picture of a pro-level device, the TP-583R, that's technically sophisticated, with that intelligent compression, the ED management, but also backed by unusually strong long-term support.
Yeah, it's a solid package for demanding 4K installations right now. It balances performance and practicality.
Which brings up a final thought, looking ahead. This device leans on that intelligent compression handling to make 4K 60 work over longer copper runs, hitting that 18 Gbps limit. So what happens next? As we move towards, 8K or maybe even more demanding HDR formats, pushing data rates way beyond 18 gigs, is compression going to be the only way HDBaseT over copper can keep up? Or are we going to need a whole new type of cable eventually? Something for you to think about. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.